Our main event of the evening. The champion is 37 years old. The challenger, 9 years. His elder, Bisping, 2 inches taller. He will have a slight reach advantage. Once again, let's check in with Bruce Bubba.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Our 3 judges scoring this contest at Octagon side are Andreas Gruner, Jeff Mullen, and Andy Roberts. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Yves Lavigne. And now, this is the moment UFC fans watching around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out Manchester Arena in Manchester, England. It's time! 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Middleweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 32 wins, 14 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 184 pounds. Fighting out of Temecula, California, USA, presenting the former Pride welterweight and middleweight champion and the former Strikeforce light heavyweight champion, the challenger, Dan Henderson. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a Valley Judo fighter holding a professional record, 30 wins, 7 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 185 pounds. Fighting out of Manchester, England, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Micheal, the Count Bisping.
Michael, gentlemen, protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch that, do it now, go back to your corner.
The rivalry began in 2009. It was the first time Michael Bisping had been knocked out at UFC 100. Hendo, Bisping, 7 years later for the title.
You ready? Ready? Fight!
Here we go! Black trunks for Bisping, white trunks for Henderson.
Right away, you see Michael Bisping sitting down in his stance a little bit.
This place is awesome right now.
Incredible. Whole crowd behind Michael Bisping. And you can see he's seated in his stance, feet planted, looking to deliver powerful shots, but wants to come in and be patient. Wants to drag this into the 3rd, 4th, or 5th rounds. Feels like every round this fight goes, his advantage grows. Every single night this week, Michael Bisping has been in the gym at this time. Every night, very disciplined, stayed on US time, said he'd be ready to defend his belt.
Henderson was in trouble early against Lombard, but landed the head kick, finished the fight. He is always dangerous.
Both of these men have an incredible ability to recover. We saw it 2 times against Shogun Rua. We saw it with Dan Henderson against Hector Lombard. With Michael Bisping, we saw it against Anderson Silva. He was hurt badly, came back. He's been rocked many times in his career, come back to win the fight.
Thus, Brian, the early caution and discipline of the champion.
Yes, and you see Dan Henderson whiffs on the H-bomb, smiles at Michael. But Hendo was very patient against Hector Lombard. Had excellent timing with his right hand.
Dan likes to set up the H-bomb with that low kick from the left side.
The right side of Dan Henderson's chin it's been the button in recent years, where when guys can connect on that right side, that will tend to drop him. Now he has recovered as well.
No one has landed more total strikes than Micheal Bisping. Tops all-time in significant strikes, second all-time in total strikes in the middleweight division, nearly 1,500. And he connects there.
He's doing a really nice job, not fully committing to each strike, throwing it just enough to connect, but then get out of the pocket.
There's a cut on the forehead, right around the nose of Bisping. So Henderson caught him somewhere.
Yeah, right in the forehead.
Yep. Henderson with the double jab. Two-time Olympian.
Henderson being smart, being very patient, keeping his right hand very high.
There's a lot of blood starting to come down on the face of Bisping.
He's been fighting for a long time, built up a lot of scar tissue.
Yep. Man, they love their own.
Again, Micheal Bisping pumping the jab, but doing a nice job pushing back up his left foot, getting out of range of the counter strikes of Dan Henderson.
Bisping representing Great Britain, the nation's pride on his shoulders here.
Nice feints from Dan Henderson. Excellent idea if he wants to draw out the jab of Micheal Bisping and then uncork that right hand. Just misses there.
Very disciplined first round by the champion.
There you get a look at the head movement. That's really been key for him in his last two fights. In the pocket. Michael's always been hard to hit at range, but he has done a nice job.
Oh, he's right! The right hand again! Henderson! Looking for the finish! Can Bisping recover? Big elbow!
He's trying to get hold of him, but he can't. And Dan is going crazy on top with that right hand.
Bisping up for now! Wow! Look at the smile on the face of Dan Henderson.
We talked about the conditioning. That's what it gains you.
Look at the swelling under the left eye of the champion.
Bisping smiling, going back to his stool.
Breathe. He got you the right hand. Got to stay focused in there, Mikey. You're fine. Shake it off. Give me an ice bag. Give me an ice bag. Hey, you're fine. Slow it down. Water right here. You're good. But you got a cut, you're going to deal with that. You've dealt with cuts before. Your condition's there, man. His mouth's opening already. All right, stay focused in there, all right, bud? Hey, you're winning that round. He caught you at the end, all right? Hit you the right hand, all right?
All right, let's take a look at the big right hand. Mike goes to the left hook, and there you see he's open. Beautiful, well-timed counter from Dan Henderson. He stayed patient, waited for the right opportunity, got his head off center line, came right over the shoulder. And unbelievable that Micheal Bisping was able to recover, because Dan landed a lot of shots on top.
Bisping told Jason Perillo, I'm all right. He said, what did he get me with? The right hand.
He's been there before. Micheal Bisping's been rocked in round one, come back and made the adjustments. But that's against guys that don't have the kind of power that Dan Henderson possesses.
Brian Henderson landing the big right early in the fight. How does that change the complexion of this rematch?
Well, you would think it would make Micheal Bisping a little bit more hesitant, but he just went right back to that lead left hook again, which is the punch he got countered. But remember, when guys get rocked like that, he didn't remember what hit him. So Mike doesn't realize that it came off that left hook. And look at the swelling under the left eye of Michael Bisping. His corner did not press that down and use the proper things to reduce the swelling.
Head kick. They're going to chop down the leg of Henderson. Bisping wants to start to put together those combinations that he has been so successful with over his career.
And he should stick with the jab, stick with the left leg kicks, get rid of the lead left upper or left hook. Instead, look for the left hook after he throws the right hand. It's much harder to counter.
Keep an eye on the cardio of Henderson. When it became somewhat obvious to Dan that Michael was going to be okay, he did slow down. He saved some of his energy for here in round 2 and the rest of the fight.
And he threw about 50 elbows on top of Mike with everything he had. His mouth is wide open right now.
And that's what Jason Perillo talked about in between rounds.
Mike's starting to find his rhythm.
Nicely done, that rocked him. Very nice. Again with the right hand though.
But he took it. You saw a grin there from Michael Bisping. And again, Hendo counters with the right hand. You can see Mike is looking to land something to the right side of Dan Henderson's chin. And we talked about that this week, and he said, yeah, he saw that on tape, that's been a little bit of a button.
Following up with another kick.
But you can't lose focus for a second against Dan Henderson. I don't care how tired he is, how hurt he is. I mean, he was losing clearly to Shogun Rua. And in the 3rd round, uncorked a right hand from hell and finished it.
I mean, let's just look back to his last fight against Hector Lombard.
And there you see Mike's being smart. He's coming forward being aggressive, but immediately getting out of range.
Putting together combinations, he is certainly the aggressor here.
And Hendo's a vet. He knows he's got 5 rounds. If he's going to take this round off a little bit, regain all of his steam, he'll do so. He's been here so many times before.
Over the top.
He's rocked!
Again, that body shot hurt him or did it go
But he
low?
kicked him in the
Henderson
groin.
backing up. Oh my! Again with the right!
It appeared a moment ago, before Henderson rocked him, that Yves Lavigne missed a groin shot.
Yes.
Henderson was trying to signal to it, but it didn't really matter anyways.
Just when you thought Bisping had taken control.
The heart on both of these guys. Very smart of Michael Bisping. Tie him up. No effective ground and pound here so far as Michael Bisping recovers. Henderson's got to pummel that right arm inside.
Trying to alter the breathing of Bisping. You see Henderson trying to posture up here late in the 2nd.
And this very well could put Dan Henderson up 2 rounds. I mean, Michael Bisping clearly winning that round. Outstruck him by a good amount. And Henderson happy to just stay on top here.
Yep.
Stay focused, Mikey. Come on, let's sit down. Breathing. You're letting him catch you at the end of each round. You're good. Your right hand again. Listen. Every time you go.
Bisping makes a miss, comes with the right hand, stuns him, follows it up. Bam, there's the kick to the groin. Hey, not Michael Bisping's fault. That's Yves Lavigne who needs to stop that action. Bisping going right after him, looking for the finish, but leaves that left hand lingering, and that's what happens. Boom!
You're really taking over in this fight. Just stay focused. You see him go low. You see him go low, he's going to throw that right.
Corner of Dan Henderson.
Hey, don't worry about now. Don't worry about anything. It's all mental.
The cut under the eye, the left eye of Bisping. Right where Henderson wants to put that right hand. The whole world, Brian, knows it's coming, and he still delivers, and he still connects.
Well, and there are an awful lot of fighters who wouldn't even think to get up after that. And Michael Bisping continues to fight through it. I mean, incredible heart. He's got so many qualities, but that one that's not talked about enough.
Both men.
Absolutely.
He had the switch kick to the body a moment ago.
Big right hand landed there by Bisping.
Jason
right back to rhythm.
said, you're starting to take control of this fight.
What I didn't hear, and he may have said it, because we didn't have the mic on the whole time, but when the only time Mike's getting hit is when he gets lazy with his left hand and he drags it back low instead of back to his face.
Third round. The one thing missing in the trophy case of one of the greatest of all time, the UFC belt.
And he has come extremely close twice now to getting that wrapped around his waist.
The closest he has in his career.
Ever. That's the thing. I mean, he could be tired. It doesn't matter with this guy. He could throw no punches into the last 30 seconds. If he just lands one, it could end the fight.
Last title opportunity was in 2008 for Hendo.
Well, I think this is a really smart game plan by Dan Henderson, though. He doesn't need volume. He knows he's not going to outpace Michael Bisping in 25 minutes. Staying patient, and he's looking for what he does best, and that's the knockout.
Bisping pressuring again here with 3 on the clock. Wanted that switch kick to the body, saw it wasn't there.
And Henderson's done a great job. His right hand has been attached to that right side of his face for most of this fight.
Most of his career.
Nice leg kick from Michael Bisping.
Total strikes thus far in our fight. Oh my.
Doesn't matter. You don't even need to count the strikes of Dan Henderson, right? Who
Quick
cares?
switch, yep.
There's been 2 strikes of his that really matter, the ones that put Michael Bisping on the floor.
Exactly.
Now right back where we were in round 2. Bisping in a rhythm. Bisping keeping his range, but he heard Jason Pearl tell him, stay focused. He's got to stay focused here and not get caught.
The first British UFC champion looking to defend here in his hometown. Colorful heritage, lineage, and all kinds of personality as he fires that left hand 3-4 times.
He landed several punches in that exchange. Dan did land one right hand.
Swelling under the left eye doesn't look as bad, Brian.
No, it doesn't. I think they treated it properly in between rounds that time.
Jab connects for Hendo.
Bisping starting to feint a little bit, doing an excellent job getting back in and out of the pocket, using good footwork here.
Body. 46 years old. Right back up.
Deep breaths for Dan Henderson.
Look at the numbers. Wow.
And look at all the fakes from Michael Bisping. This is an excellent adjustment. He's faking, feinting, faking, feinting, not giving Dan Henderson the chance to time that big bomb.
This is much like he did against Anderson Silva.
Did it against Anderson Silva, did it against me. He did it to a lot of fighters where he gets rocked early, makes the proper adjustments, comes out on top and wins the fight.
Big, deep breaths from Henderson. His body shots Landing with big force by the champ.
And Hendo's looking to catch his breath. He knows. But when he does have the energy, when he gets his win back, that's where Henderson needs to throw more combinations. He's looking, and he's done a good job so far. There it is again, of timing that right.
That time Micheal was able to get out of harm's way more, though.
He rolled with it a lot better. He wasn't coming straight into it as he raises the head kick there, and Henderson, he smiles at him.
We're headed to the championship rounds.
Right now, you're starting to take control. There you go.
They should down the wire right there.
You look good, Dan.
Breathe, breathe, breathe. Hey, no more rounds like that. No more rounds like that, okay? No.
We're winning the round, man. We got this.
Hold that breath.
No more rounds like that, man.
Breathe.
You see, when you go after, you hit him. You can't just wait and score points. Hey, you're down this round, you gotta go forth now.
Take his shots up and put them together a little bit more. Very good work. That jab looks good, stay behind it. Look really good, Mikey. All right, let's start pulling away now, all right? These next 2 rounds are ours, all right? Stay focused in there.
Beautiful round, Mike. Go, seconds out.
Yeah.
Hey, watch that switch kick.
First UFC
Step back,
fight
Dan.
for Henderson was in
Thank
May
you.
of
Behind the black line. Thank you.
1998.
Fight!
Championship rounds. Tenth time Henderson scheduled for 5 rounds in the UFC and in his Strikeforce fights.
The last time Dan Henderson was in the 4th round was back in 2011 in his first fight with Shogun Rua, and he faded badly in that fight, gassed in the last round.
He was mounted for pretty much the entire time of round number 5.
And he still won the decision,
Yes.
but Michael Bisping clearly won round 3. Hendo clearly won round 1. Round 2 will be interesting to see how they score because Bisping really controlled the bulk of it, also rocked Henderson, but Hendo dropped him violently.
Bisping again looking to mix it up. Hendo looking for that spot, right, Brian?
Oh, there it is. Times it. But now, 4th round. Mike smiles at him, talking to him a little bit there as well. Not the same pop it had in rounds 1 and 2, obviously.
Henderson has only been stopped 3 times in his career by knockout or TKO.
Well, they really wanted Dan to back Michael Bisping up, and he does so very well when he works behind his jab. Let's see if Dan Henderson can get more offensive here in this round. As his corner told him, you can't sit back and wait like you did in round 3.
Heavy kick from Hendo. Jason Perillo.
3 minutes. Hey, watch that right. Hey, it's all right. It's all right.
Let's go there. That's the 2nd time, I know. Take your time.
And Dan Henderson should take every minute
stay
of
there,
this.
Michael.
Catch all of his
That's the
air,
2nd
catch
time,
all of his
Michael. You have
wind.
to be careful with that, okay? Next time, I make starting deducting point, okay? Come on.
And Eve Levine recognizing that first one
Just be careful now.
earlier in
Just
the
be
fight,
careful,
Brian.
okay?
2nd time. Dan said,
So,
Levine
how are
said,
you
I
now?
know.
Yeah, he clearly missed the first one.
Okay. How much time?
He has up to 5 minutes.
Smart of Dan Henderson. He's gonna max it.
Absolutely.
He's gonna max it. Shaking it out a little bit. None of this stuff works, by the way, but it's worth a shot. I've tried it all.
So, how are you feeling now?
How do you think he feels, He?
Okay, you got the whole time in the world.
And Bisping taunting him, mocking him, saying he's milking it.
That will have absolutely no effect on Endo. This is it.
All right?
His final opportunity.
Mr. Bisping, just be careful, okay? Good. You ready? Ready? Time in. Fight.
We continue.
Could have given Dan Hendo the time he needed to get his win and uncork one more bomb.
As you pointed out earlier, that right hand not as dynamic as it was earlier. Could it be now after that break in the action?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, a 50% Dan Henderson punch will still probably knock out the bulk of the middleweight division.
Man, he was close in round one.
Oh,
And with that break, you can see Bisping being cautious again like earlier in the fight.
fakes and feints, retreating after every jab. Now there's what Dan Henderson needs to do more of. Back Michael Bisping up, trap him against the fence. Much harder to evade an overhand right or a big right hand when you're trapped against the fence.
Bisping, 9th time scheduled for 5 rounds in the UFC, is 5-3 in those fights.
Mike continues to kick at that right arm as well.
This is the 5th time he's gone into the championship round.
Now this is exactly where Michael Bisping wanted the fight to go. He's visualized this, trained for it, wanted it to go to the later rounds. Nice combination there though from Dan Henderson, who's starting to throw a little bit more volume. Ooh, just missed with the overhand right there. One thing is though, when Dan Henderson gets more offensive, he's also open to more counter shots as well. Hendo never really known for being a sound defensive fighter.
He just waits for his opportunity and knocks people out. 3rd grade is when he started wrestling. Represented the United States in 2 Olympic Games. The only man to hold 2 belts simultaneously in MMA.
Yeah, people joke in America about how tough Chuck Norris is. Dan Henderson makes Chuck Norris wet the bed.
And how about the win over Fedor?
Then though, Bisping doing a nice job staying busy at range.
Season 3 Ultimate Fighter.
10 seconds could be another solid round. Clear round for Michael Bisping, but he ate a knee there.
No.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, how's your round? How's your round? Breathing. Breathing. You got to stay focused in there, bud. You're throwing a lot of ones right now. Let's see if you can feint. At least feint before him, all right? Get him to bite a little bit because he's trying to time you. You know what he's doing. That's why I want to give him here, right here.
Give it to me.
You got it. Stay relaxed. Stay focused. The last round right now. You stay focused, stay ahead the whole round.
You got it.
It's no more feint. Make him throw wild by feinting.
Okay.
And make him pay.
All right, dude.
You look good.
He's afraid of your right hand. You take the fight to him.
Breathe.
He won that belt. Let's go get him now. Let's go get it. It's time. It's the last round. This is the round of your life.
Okay, let's go. Seconds out.
5 minutes remain.
Step back a little bit. Last round, Mr. Bisping. Step back a little bit. Thank you. Fight!
The corner screaming at Henderson, wanting him to go after it. Seems to be breathing better at the start of the 5th than he did in the 4th.
Bisping gets creative. Henderson again looks for that knee.
It's combinations like that where Dan Henderson can catch you. It's Michael Bisping being very smart and avoiding the pocket right now at all costs. Controlling range, working behind his jab with lots of feints. A nice combination there for Dan Henderson.
Hendo, 17 of 18 career finishes by strikes.
Hendo's starting to go hunting now.
4 minutes. This rivalry, the bad blood, all the animosity. Deep down there is huge respect shared between these two men. And it's building throughout this great fight. Hendo's corner.
Dan, you finished this fight. You finished it. Finish this fight, Dan. You're not leaving it to the ref. Let's go.
Henderson's having a really hard time reaching Michael Bisping. He's starting his combinations at center of the octagon. He's got to force and push Michael Bisping back to get his back into fence. Now he's got him there. Now is where he needs to unleash.
Fakes a takedown.
Lands a nice knee to the body, though.
3 minutes.
Much closer round in terms of strikes landed here in the 5th than it was in the 4th. And really not sure how the referees would have scored round 2. Round 1, clearly Dan Henderson. He may have stolen round 2 with a big knockdown.
Midway point of the 5th and final round. The last round of Dan Henderson's career. At least that's what we think. Bisping looking to defend at home. Caught him with the hook at the end. Hendo's gonna go for it here, Brian. He takes a look at the clock. Uppercut, 2 minutes. Oof.
No doubt, he is firing him. Just a really nice job from Michael Bisping. Keeping his distance, not really committing too much. And Hendo gets him there with the right hand.
It's inside. 145.
On a takedown. Well done, beautiful knee tap there from Dan Henderson.
Going back to the basics. Wrestling 101.
Very smart. 1:29 left. Top position for Dan Henderson.
Bisping's up. Still though, that scored.
Big in this round. He's landed some significant strikes. Really could be anybody's round with a minute to go.
Anybody's fight.
Yeah, exactly.
1 minute. The rematch over 7 years in the making. And it has not disappointed. Hendo looking for another takedown. Bisping fights it off.
Good defense there from Michael Bisping, and now Henderson launches a right hand. Let's see if Bisping starts putting together some combinations in the last 30 seconds.
Effective striking, a key component to the judges' scorecard.
And he's got to be careful. He doesn't want to rush in and get dropped by Hendo.
10 seconds remain. They go the distance.
Excellent fight. How Michael Bisping managed to survive those 2 knockdowns in rounds 1 and 2. Incredible heart. A very strategic approach from Dan Henderson, who paced himself, was able to come alive at the right times. There's the first big right hand, drops Michael Bisping in round one. Boom. And Hendo unleashed on top. Expended a lot of energy here looking for the finish. Bisping survives it, smiles going back. He would stun Dan Henderson and rock him here in round two. Groin shot, Yves Lavigne doesn't see it, doesn't matter, because Henderson would come back with another beautifully timed counter overhand right, dropping Michael Bisping again and dominating the final seconds of round two in top position. But then in the championship rounds, Michael Bisping would find his rhythm, start to control this fight, landing combination after combination, getting his rhythm. And then there in round five, a much closer round. Here's the end of round five, goes to the flying knee, lands a left, Henderson does a forward roll, and Bisping landed some decent ground and pound there, maybe enough to win him that round. That was a very close fifth round.
Time for our official decision. Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score the contest 48-47, 48-47, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Micheal the Count Bisping.
What a fight.
Amazing, guys. Incredible.
I'm here with your winner and champion, Michael Bisping. Michael, people talk about your skill. Tonight, your heart, incredible. Please give us your thoughts on your first title defense.
First of all, give it up for Dan Henderson, everybody. This guy is incredible. At his age, he just kicked my ass, man. Dan, good job. He's tough as old boots, and all the trash talking. You gotta respect that guy's a legend. Round of applause. What's up, Manchester? The support that you guys show me melts my heart every time. Seriously, I know it's cliched because I say it every time, but this place sold out in 6 minutes. I don't even know what to say. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I mean that. I'm not being cheesy. Thank you all so much. Rebecca, Calamelli, Lucas, I love you. These guys here, all of them. My old man, come here, Dad. Come here, Dad. Well done, Mike. Well done. My mum's here. Mum, what's up? My family at home, everybody. Thank you all. And Manchester, come on. Thank you.
7 years you waited to avenge that loss. How happy are you with this victory in your first title defense, Mike?
You know, listen, I know people spoke and said, oh, you know, he's not #1 contender or anything. This guy knocked me out cold. Cold. Worst knockout in UFC history. The jitters that I had this week, it's all well and good having bravado, but stepping in here, look at my face for crying out loud. You know what this guy can do. That took a lot of courage for me to do that. I'm not bigging myself up. Well, I guess I am. But what was the question, Brian?
It doesn't matter, Mike. The performance was incredible. The recovery was incredible. Now, we've got a lot of middleweight fights coming up. What are you looking for in the next challenger for your belt?
First of all, again, Manchester, thank you all so much. The UK, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, thank you all. I'll take this to my grave. Now, that's out the way. Forgive my language, all you the rest of the division. Weidman, what the hell? You lost your last fight. I've had 3 victories since you got your ass kicked off Luke Rockhold. Rockhold, I knocked you out in 3 minutes, buddy. Yoel Romero, you're suspended for steroids. Shame on you. And Jacare, you just got beat off Yoel. All of you, win a fight, get off the couch. Let's do this.
Nothing left to say. Ladies and gentlemen, your champion, Michael Bisping. I'm here with all-time great, one of the best to ever do it. Dan, incredibly close fight.
What happened to the cheers before the fight?
Everybody respects you. Everybody's wondering, Dan, is this the last time we see you in the octagon?
Yeah, I guess fortunate for you guys, unfortunate for those who didn't come. That was the last time that anyone will see me fight live. So I appreciate all the support throughout the years, worldwide. You know, I gave my heart and soul to this sport, and fans like you, even though you booed me at the beginning of the night, made it worthwhile for me to keep competing year after year. You know, I just absolutely love the sport. And I want to say thank you to the fans for making this fight happen, and thank you to Micheal Bisping for giving me this opportunity. My last fight for the belt, you know, I came up a little short, but not bad for an old man, huh? I wish they judged the fight on how you look after the fight.
Good job, Dan.
Dan, it's been an honor to watch you fight, an honor to call your fights. You will forever go down as one of the best ever, future Hall of Famer. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Henderson.
I just want to say hello to my kids at home. They didn't make the trip. They missed my last fight, but they saw it live on TV. Hello, Reese, Sierra, Sophie, and Danny. I love you guys, and I'll be home soon.
The champion defends here at home. His opponent, his next stop is the Hall of Fame.